Good evening, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Sunday, January 4th, 2015, around 8:23 p.m. in Billerica, Massachusetts. It's warming up. It's about 40 degrees, and we might get some sprinkles tonight. Then tomorrow morning, the temperatures go crashing down, and we might not get above freezing for the next 7 days. Thursday is supposed to be the coldest day with highs only around 12, so dress warmly. Some news to report: the Dallas Cowboys beat the Detroit Lions by the score of 24-20 to advance to the NFC Divisional Round. Next week's matchups will be for the NFC Divisional Round, the Panthers facing off against the Seahawks, and the Cowboys facing off against the Packers. Those games will be on Fox. And for the AFC Divisional games, the Ravens face off against the Patriots on NBC. Bob Costas is going to be doing that game. And it will be the Colts against the Broncos. And it will be the first time that Peyton Manning's facing his old team in the playoffs. And that's about it on that. One recommendation: this antenna TV is awesome. It's on WBIN 50.2 or 288 on Comcast. Great classic shows. And tomorrow they're going to debut some classic 80s series like Mr. Belvedere and New Hot and Doogie Howser MD. And over the weekend, next weekend, they're going to be debuting Small Wonder and Evening Shade. But some of these shows that are coming on we have to be replacing other shows on Antenna TV. So beginning tomorrow, Antenna TV will no longer carry shows like The Partridge Family and Sanford and Son and Alfred Hitchcock Presents and Flipper. But they'll be back sooner or later. And that's about it on that. My third and final video blog subject of the night is about my personality profile. My personality profile tonight is about former WWE superstar, the Native American Tatanka. Tatanka was a big superstar in the WWE in the early to mid-90s. He was way over with the crowd. I'm very surprised he never got a title reign in the WWE for the Intercontinental title. He was so popular. Tatanka's real name is Chris Chavez, and he was born and he grew up in Pembroke, North Carolina. And I don't know if he's really Native American, because most professional wrestlers who play Native American Indian characters aren't really Native American. There was somebody told me he's Spanish or Portuguese descent, but I don't know if that's true or not. Chris started his career like he started bodybuilding at a young age, and he competed in a few amateur bodybuilding contests. He decided against turning pro because he had a good paying job. He worked for Bailey's Total Fitness as a manager. He eventually became a district manager in the North Carolina area. In 1987, Chris had an offer to try out for the Miami Dolphins when the NFL players strike happened, and they were going for scab players, and the Dolphins were so impressed with him, they offered him a contract, but he declined because he would be making very little money, and he made more money as a district manager at Bailey's Total Fitness. And he decided against it. But in 1989, Chris decided to try a different career, accounting, and then he watched some professional wrestling, and then one fateful night at a video store, he bumped into the legendary late great WWE Hall of Famer Nature Boy Buddy Rogers, and he told Buddy Rogers he wanted to train to become a professional wrestler. Buddy Rogers said, "There's a guy in New Jersey called Larry Sharp who trains wrestlers in the Monster Factory. That's a famous wrestling school." Chris Chavez went to that school and he got trained by Larry Sharp. he made his debut in 1989, Chris Chavez, and then he went to wrestle in Southern Independence as the War Eagle Chris Chavez, in North American Wrestling and in South Atlantic Professional Wrestling, and he teamed a lot with Chief Wahoo McDaniel. He actually won the South Atlantic Pro Wrestling Championship from Ken Shamrock in 1991. Then the WWE scouted Chris Chavez and he signed him to a contract, and he debuted in the WWE in 1991. He wrestled some house shows, and they had vignettes about Chris Chavez, and he had a turn into tatanka and like Native Americans buffalo. And Tatanka made his debut on television in February 1992, and he had dressed up like an Indian war chief. He had like dyed red hair in his hair, and he went on out. He used to say yee, 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 yee. And Tatanka built a very impressive winning streak which lasted over 2 years. His first big match was beating the model Rick Martel at WrestleMania 8. Then a couple of weeks later, model Rick Martel sprayed something in Tatanka's eyes, and then kind of hurt his eyes, and Rick Martel stole like his feathers, Native American feathers and stuff like that. But Tatanka continued on his winning streak. He beat a lot of wrestlers on television, like the Mountie, and he beat the Berserker, and he beat other wrestlers. He regained feathers from the model Rick Martel at Survivor Series 92, and also the Tatanka won a 40-man battle royal that was covered in WWE magazine. And Tatanka then, in early 1993, started a feud with Shawn Michaels over the Intercontinental title. Tatanka beat Shawn Michaels in a non-title match on WWE Superstars, and then in a 6-man tag on Monday Night Raw. And he got Shawn Michaels for like a title match at WrestleMania 9. I heard Tatanka was supposed to beat Shawn Michaels to win the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania 9, but Shawn took a fit and the thing was changed to a count-out. Tatanka should have won the Intercontinental title that night because he was so over with the crowd. He was way over. He was probably one of the most over faces in the WWE at that time. Then Tatanka starts a feud with Bam Bam Bigelow, which started when Bam Bam Bigelow was supposed to go for an interview, but Sensational Sherry interrupted the interview, and Bam Bam was going to attack her, but Tatanka came and rescued Sherry. And then when Tatanka was supposed to have a match, then he didn't show up, and they showed in the back that Bam Bam Bigelow was attacking Tatanka, and he cut part of his hair off. And then they have a feud all over the house show circuit, which was double disqualification or counted up by Bam Bam Bigelow. But on TV, Tatanka continued to win. He beat several wrestlers like Giant Gonzalez by disqualification and Mr. Hughes and something like that. And Tatanka and Bam Bam Bigelow's feud continued over the summer. They had a match at SummerSlam 93 with 6-man, with the Smoking Guns as Tatanka's partners and the Head Shrinkers as Bam Bam Bigelow's partners. It was originally going to be a mixed tag team match between Tatanka and Sensational Sherry against Luna Vachon and Bam Bam Bigelow, but Sherry got fired from the WWE in summer of 93. But the WWE magazine said Luna hurt her arm, but that was probably kayfabe because Sherry was fired by the WWE, so it had to be changed to a 6-man tag. Tatanka's winning streak ended on an edition of WWE Superstars in October of 1993 when Ludwig Borga from Finland beat Tatanka with interference by Mr. Fuji and Yokozuna. And it was sad to see Tatanka's winning streak over, and he was off television for a while, but Tatanka came back, and he was supposed to face Ludwig Borga at Royal Rumble 94, but Ludwig Borga blew out his ankle at a house show at Madison Square Garden a couple of weeks before, so they had to change to Bam Bam Bigelow against Tatanka. Tatanka won that match. And then Tatanka got a ceremonial headdress from Chief Jay Strongbow and Chief Rahul McDaniels on Monday Night Raw in February of 1994, but that led to Tatanka's next feud with IRS. IRS said Tatanka needed to pay a gift tax for that, and Tatanka didn't. And then in a match between Tatanka and Tatanka and IRS on television on Superstars, like Tatanka's headdress was ripped off by IRS in a match because he held him on the ropes, and then he ripped off the feathers of the ceremonial headdress, and Chief Jay Strongbow tried to rescue it, but Chief Jay got attacked by Tatanka, and Tatanka and IRS continued to have this feud over house shows in the middle of 94. But around that time, there was a new angle for Tatanka. It involved Tatanka and Lex Luger. Lex Luger was accused of selling out to the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, to be his corporation. Tatanka even said that Luger sold out, but Luger denied it, saying he would never sell it to Ted DiBiase. They started a match at SummerSlam 94 where Tatanka beat Lex Luger with a roll-up, and then 1, 2, 3, and then Lex Luger's mad, and then Luger kicks the money out of Ted DiBiase, and Tatanka attacks Luger, and Tatanka was really selling out, and then he gives Luger the $1 Million Dream and stuff like that, and then Tatanka turns heel. Was not the best heel turn for that particular moment. I thought they should turn Luger heel to join the $1 Million Corporation and feud with Tatanka as a face, and could have made Tatanka a megastar, but they wanted to turn Tatanka heel, which was very not good in my opinion. Tatanka and Luger have a feud over the fall and winter of 94-95 in WWE. It culminated in a steel cage match a week before WrestleMania, where Luger pinned Tatanka in a steel cage match. Usually steel cage matches in WWE, you have to climb out the cage to win back then, but Luger wanted to pin him and to win 1, 2, 3. Also, Tatanka teamed with Bam Bam Bigelow around this time. They made it to the finals of the WWE Tag Team Tournament at Royal Rumble 95 against the 1, 2, 3 Kid and Bob Harley, but the Kid and Bob Harley won the tag team titles. And then after spring of 95, Tatanka feud with a face Bam Bam Bigelow, and they have some matches on the house show circuit for Indian strap matches, but Tatanka's being phased down the cards. He's gone from the WWE for a while, and in August of 95 he makes an appearance at the Royal Rumble in 1996 and wrestles a few times on television against Shawn Michaels and Jake the Snake Roberts and Bret the Hitman Hart for the $1 Million Corporation. But he leaves the WWE by the spring of 1996 to go on the independent circuit. And he was actually offered a contract by WCW for around 1997, but he turned it down from saying that he would have gotten lost in a shuffle in WCW. He wrestled on the independent circuit for many years. He came back to the WWE Tatanka in 2005 on an episode of Monday Night Raw for the Eugene Invitational Challenge, and the match only lasted a couple of minutes until Kurt Angle interfered. And this was supposed to be a one-time deal, but Tatanka was very impressed, and he decided to make a comeback for the WWE, and he wrestled on a few house shows. He was a surprise appearance in the 2006 Royal Rumble, and then he went to SmackDown brand, and he teamed with Matt Hardy. They wrestled Eminem on a non-title match at a WWE pay-per-view in 2006, and they got a title shot against MNN, but they didn't capture the titles. Then Tatanka is on the card, but he doesn't get a big push and stuff. Then they start an angle where he goes on losing streak. Finally he snaps in the fall of 2006. He turns against Bobby Lashley and stuff like that. Turns heel again, but he doesn't win again. and eventually in January 2007, Tatanka requests for his release from the WWE. And then he's back on the independent circuit wrestling. He made an appearance in TNA in 2008, and then the Old School Raw in 2010. And his dream is still to wrestle in the WWE one more time before he retires. And I'm so very surprised that Tatanka has not been hired back by the WWE as like a road agent or a producer, because he's knowledgeable and stuff like that. He could help the young guys out with how to become a superstar and stuff like that. And Tatanka's career was probably very good in the WWE when he was a face. His heel run was iffy. He wasn't the greatest heel. I think SummerSlam 94 when they were with Luger and Tatanka, I think the WWE wanted to have shock the fans, do the swerve saying Luger was going to be the one turning heel and join the $1 Million Corporation, which would have been right for it, but turning Tatanka heel was not good. It was one of a poor booking decision and stuff like that. And that's about it on that. I'll be back later, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. 3 more video blogs tomorrow. See you later, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. Bye now.